So at the airport here in Austin, man, it was such a great weekend. Came here for a event that I was doing with a cybersecurity and cash flow forecasting company, which was super cool because the uh, company that I was doing it for, man, but that trip getting here was, let me tell you just about that. Like that was getting there, right? And it was 30 minutes, got delayed on the original flight leaving from Indianapolis to Austin. So we had a 30-minute delay there. They tell us, hey, you're going to catch up with it on the flight. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And then we catch up on the time in the air. So we catch the 30 minutes in the air. But then it takes us like another 20 to 30 minutes to taxi, right? So mind you, I had this event at 6:30 Central Time. So I was originally supposed to get to Austin around 4:30, and I was like, okay, I'll get here at 4:30. I'll get to the hotel. I'll drop my stuff off. The place at the location that the event's at, it's only an 8-minute lift. All the things are like fine. But with all these delays, I ended up getting to the hotel. I got there, literally threw my stuff on the ground, like checked in, got there, called the lift. The lift was about 5 minutes away, and I get to the event about 6:15. So it's kind of one of those literally get off the flight, rush to the event sort of things, which was cool, right? The event was awesome. We had some great VPs of finance, CFO leaders, but we get to the event, right? And normally for these kind of events, I would, it's a kind of like a three-course session. You have like a whole agenda. You go through certain topics. You go through certain things. You talk about different stuff. But here's the wrench in the system. We get there and they're like, "Hey, Chris, we actually for this location, we thought we were gonna be in Texas, so we rented out the outside." And they rented out the outside, but it was super cold that night. It was super cold on Thursday night here in Austin. It was like 50, 56 degrees. So they were like, "Hey, we can't do it outside." And the location really didn't have like a conference or like a big meeting place inside the restaurant. So they were like, "Hey, we're gonna put you guys over here in this corner, and that's where you have to make do out of it." So getting to the event and seeing that, and where it was like really, you just literally in the middle of open, and like how it was structurally well. So if you could think about it, when you walk into the restaurant, you turn to the right, and that's where we were. But like also you turn to the right, that's where, turn to the right, turn a little bit left, that's where the bar is. So we literally had like a little, I wouldn't even say like a box section. It was just like a rectangle kind of section that we had to have about 12 people talking. So I talked to the person, I talked to the two leaders, and shout out to Johnny at Credence, you're my guy, and shout out to Daniel at Nihilus, which is a cash flow forecasting tool, who both were sponsors of the event. So shout out to you guys. Thanks for sponsoring that event. It was awesome. But we're talking to them and we're just like, "Hey man, how do you want to like adjust this like flow of it? How do you want this event to go?" So it was really kind of eye-opening, man. It was good. Like we had a lot of individual networking because we didn't have the space. And we really, and here's the other thing about the space too, right? I mean, this is called pivoting on a dime. You get to the space and they don't even have seats for everybody. So like everybody doesn't have a seat for the event, and they're like, "Hey, how are we going to do this like knowledge sharing, talking about these topics when everybody's just standing up?" So here, called the audible on it. I said, "Look, here's what we're going to do, man. We're going to have a conversation, right? Let's get everybody like talking individually. Let's do that. Let's do that piece of it, and then keep it to 20, 30 minutes because obviously we had this circle and we're like talking, we're bringing up these topics, and we're just like, look, we got to make the best out of what this is going to be." So but yeah, went really well. Talked to a lot of the different guests and attendees at the event. They said they loved it. They loved connecting. They loved learning more. They loved. It was overall a good event. So that was Thursday night. That was an exhausting night, man. Traveling, doing all that, jumping into it, all the pivots, all the flexes, all the changes. Got to be adaptable, man. But that was the event. Awesome. It was so much fun. Got to meet some great people there too. Great VPs of finance, some CFOs. Topics we talked about, generative AI, obviously we talked about that. We talked about the different value proposition for CFOs. We talked about just this whole continued agility and challenge that a lot of SMBs and mid-enterprise businesses continue to face. So that was Thursday night, man. And then the fun happened. And then Friday, then the rest of the weekend was really, really good. I had my girlfriend here with me. We got to see and explore Austin, hit up some great restaurants, did some nice shopping. And yeah, now we're heading back home. And the agility and the just being in flow. Wake up this morning, right? Always kind of on top of the game when it comes to flying because I travel a lot. But we're leaving the place that we were staying at, and I look down at my phone, and Southwest is like, "Hey, your flight's been delayed like a whole hour and 20 minutes." As we're in the lift heading to the airport to get there, like 2 hours before. So it's gonna be one. And I just talked to the Southwest guy over here. Like, he was over there. I talked with him, and he gave an update of that. Hey, the flight's on the way. Like, it's leaving. It's boarding Indy. Everything should be good. But what is that? Gotta love airports, man. This is I think he's like testing this stuff, but yeah. So delayed flight. We'll get home later. It's all good. But that's been my recap of my Austin trip coming out for Fresh FP&A. Like I said, really, really good event. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, man. And now just chilling at the airport, dude. Probably gonna get some food here in a minute. But thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. And I'm gonna be doing more of these. So I'm gonna be doing more of how I'm traveling, what I'm doing, what's going on, kind of recap some things. So if you haven't already and you've made it this far, make sure to smash that like, make sure to subscribe to the Fresh FP&A channel. That way you don't miss any of these vlogging that I'm doing, any of these camera things, any of these, all the activities. And bear with me, I'm getting new to this stuff. So you guys, everybody watching it to this point is gonna be kind of some of those early adopters. But hey, thanks for it. Keep pushing, never settle. Best is yet to come. Catch you on the next one. Peace.